People are itching for the weird, unique aspects of you, and you're doing them a disservice by tucking all your weirdness in just to look like everybody else. I was reading this article recently called Looking for Alice by Henrik Carlson, and this kind of comes through my life cyclically and hits me at a whole different level each time. But the nugget that I took away was in dating and relationships, when you're exploring a connection with somebody, those strange areas that you fixate on, revealing those in conversation and seeing if there's a conversation to be had with that person and if you gel in that way, rather than staying in small talk land for so long and what do you do for work, you know? And this goes for everything, not just relationships. It's like, what are the threads of who you are that, maybe connect with your past self and who you want to be, that maybe don't make 100% sense, but that you have an urge to learn about and to communicate with the world. I used to believe that it was unsafe for me to communicate these things to people. I grew up in a holistic wellness household, and I encountered a lot of proof that people didn't want to talk about this and that it was not accepted. And I learned to shut down around things that I felt like the common narrative was not on board with. I've since learned that there are so many people that are itching to have those conversations, and that I can be a key mover in facilitating that. Obviously, there is finding if you're in like a gel with somebody and you're vibing and you can trust them to have an authentic conversation. That would go first. But I would challenge you to think about, what is it that makes you uniquely you, and how can you show up with that and present that to people in conversation? Because conversation creates community. And what would the world be like if we had communities built around things that were authentically us, rather than, this is my career, this is what I do for work, this is my kids are this age, What if it was about those things that made you uniquely human? What would a world be like where we had communities built around what made us uniquely human? In order to create these communities, we need to start having these conversations. So I invite you now to think about what it is that makes you uniquely you, that you nerd out about, that you love, that you're passionate about for no apparent reason or so many reasons. And how cool would it be if you had people to talk to about that? And how cool would it be that if you start pursuing that in a smaller... And how cool would it be that if you claim that desire to have that community, you can start creating that in the conversations you have daily.